confidence is important. It could be a factor in whether you feel defeated already before a relegation match, and it could mean a difference between winning and losing.
I'm pretty confident going into Echo Fox. For the most part, like, I think they're like really bad because they've been given so much stuff, and they've been a team for 2 splits now, and I feel like the players just don't work hard enough, so I want to relegate them.
Do they have strengths? Froggen always farming consistently is quite a strength, so that's reliable. And weaknesses, I guess, are everything else.
I think they played Challenger Series and we played LCS, so we're just gonna go out and try our best.
For me, I don't feel defeated. I want to keep going, and obviously I don't want to get relegated, so let's just keep pressing on.
Good afternoon, League of Legends faithful. It's day 1 of the promotion tournament. Here we have former world champion Piglet leading the way for Team Liquid Academy, looking jazzed for his match against Echo Fox, and he is joined, as always, by mid laner Golden Glue, who looks locked in and ready to go, and he'll be facing off against Froggen, who is leading Echo Fox in their pursuit of another LCS split. Welcome to the LCS promotion tournament. Over the course of the next few days, Challenger and LCS teams square off to determine which teams will join for the 2017 season. Dash is out. It's my turn to host. I'm Isaac Azale Cummings Bentley. I'm excited too. Yeah. I'm joined here by Joshua Jaliesman.
Thank you for the introduction. This is going to be a fun time. That tease was awesome. Yeah. As far as the trash talk come between Team Liquid and Echo Fox, there is so much on the line in these 10th place versus 2nd place Challenger team because like everyone else gets to play double elimination. These guys only get 1 chance.
I know, it's hype, and these teams are obviously, there's some tension there. You know, there has been some kind of heat online between some of these teams, but first up, let's take a look at the bracket. And today, the 10th place LCS team, Echo Fox, faces off against Challenger runner-up Team Liquid Academy. The loser of today's match is immediately eliminated from the tournament.
Yeah, and as you can see, the winner of today's matchup will play Phoenix 1, and at the same time on Saturday, that's going to be Energy versus Cloud9 happening on the other stream, and then the loser of those matches will then play the final game to be promoted to the LCS. So essentially, 5 teams in this tournament, 3 get to go to the LCS, 2 are eliminated.
Yeah, and it's important to remember that today is an elimination match. You know, these other teams that are playing tomorrow are going to have a second chance if they lose, but today, you lose, you are out. The only additional change for the promotion tournament is that the dynamic side selection is in effect. So teams are going to have 5 minutes after the Nexus explodes to decide which side they play on. Higher seed picks for games 1, 3, and 5, and lower seed will be making the selection for games 2 and 4.
Yeah, I think that's pretty interesting, actually. For all this time, teams have had to kind of pre-decide what they're going to do in games 1, 3, and 5. I think it puts an additional stress on the coaching staff of needing even more contingency plans, but maybe it gives a little bit of flexibility if, like, the blue side strat didn't go the way they wanted to, so they'd be able to switch it up a little bit later down.
Yeah, I agree. But we've got a lot of action lined up this week as teams do fight for the chance to play in the LCS. But first on the docket is Echo Fox versus Team Liquid Academy. Team Liquid Academy were the runner-up squad in the Summer Challenger Series, qualifying for the Challenger Finals without much opposition.
Yeah, and they didn't win the Challenger split, but they did go all the way to 5 games, and they were pretty stompy in the games that they were actually able to win. They did lock in Rammus in Game 5, which kind of ruined the hype of the series, but that was on them. So we're going to have to see how they recover from that. And yeah, strong roster. Moon, Piglet, Golden Glue are all former LCS players.
Yeah, and Golden Glue is a guy who has been doing really well. Obviously, Piglet is someone who's going to get a lot of attention on this team. But I mean, the kill share here, 34%. He has extremely high damage per minute. Good KDA. He has really been doing very well. And while TLA have been riding a wave of success into this tournament, the opposite can be said of their opponents, Echo Fox, who are facing relegation after winning only a single match in the LCS Summer Split.
Yeah, 1-17 definitely doesn't look good, but honestly, even with that, I usually favor the LCS team in promotion matches. I mean, we just saw the European LCS. Roccat had a pretty abysmal split. They were still able to move forward even though it was a close series. And you look at Echo Fox, like, aside from the fact they've been a poor LCS team, Froggen, KFO, and Keith have still had strong individual performances in a lot of those games. Team play has obviously been an issue, but that is against much more coordinated LCS teams. It'll be interesting to see how that team play measures up against the challenger level.
Yeah, I agree. And I've always kind of been a KFO fan. I am still a bit of a believer in this guy.
Yeah.
I do think that maybe he's a little bit 1v9 sometimes, but
Maybe.
maybe he'll be able to prove that he is better than some of these guys. And I think that, like you said, sometimes coordination is a little bit harder to come by for these teams as far as that perfect kind of macro level. So a lot of it does come down to individual skill in these sorts of matches.
Yeah, I think so. And you look at the individual skill of Froggen, the individual skill of Keith. Like, Keith has had a really bad LCS split. It doesn't seem like a synergy with his bottom lane. But maybe, like, how much synergy does Piglet really have with his new support on Team Liquid Academy? Stunt. So I'm actually very excited for these matches.
And the answer is not much with the Rammus support, but this match is ready to get started, so we're going to hand it off to the casters. But as we go, Piglet describes Liquid Academy's greatest strengths and weaknesses.
장점은 제가 있는 게 장점이고요. 단점도 제가 있는 게 단점인 것 같아요. 장점 우선 그래도 제가 잘해서 장점이지만 그래도 가끔씩 제가 멘탈이 좀 나가거나 그러면 스크림에서 도움도 안 될 때도 있고 그래서 단점인 것 같아요.
Hello, everyone.